Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going over a potential 2026 interesting topic where former Congressman and Attorney General nominee Matt Gaetz openly considers running for Marco Rubio's Senate seat, saying, quote, "Maybe I'll just run for Marco Rubio's vacant Senate seat in the United States Senate and join some of these folks." Now there's a little bit more in depth to this story as Gaetz was listing a bunch of potential options at the America Fest conference that happened just a few days ago. Former Congressman Matt Gaetz is openly contemplating the possibility of running for Senate and trying to fill the Florida Senate seat that may be vacated by Senator Marco Rubio, who Trump has tapped to be Secretary of State. Gaetz said, "Many have asked which I perch will I be fighting from next. My fellow Floridians asked me to eye the governor's mansion in Tallahassee, maybe special counsel to go after the insider trading from my former colleagues in Congress." Gaetz told the crowd during a speech Sunday at Turning Point Action's AmeriFest in Phoenix. "It seems I may not have had enough support in the United States Senate. Maybe I'll just run for Marco Rubio's vacant seat in the United States Senate and join some of these folks." This earned him raucous cheers from the audience, although whether Gaetz is seriously considering running for Senate is not yet known. Gaetz stepped down from his seat in Congress after Trump nominated him for Attorney General a mere days before an ethics report on his alleged misconduct was set to be released. Although Congress typically does not release ethics reports on former members, the committee secretly voted to do so in Gaetz' case and is expected to share the report with the public on Monday, which would have been like a week ago at this point. So as of the time I'm recording this, I have not yet seen the report, but you likely will have seen it by now. Despite GOP House Speaker Mike Johnson saying the report should remain private because Gaetz has resigned, Gaetz has since withdrawn his name from consideration for Attorney General. The House Ethics Committee investigated Gaetz for allegedly having sex with a minor, using drugs and bribery. A woman who attended a party in 2017 with Gaetz told the Ethics Committee that she witnessed Gaetz having sex with a minor, according to her lawyer. The attorney further said that Gaetz paid the witness and another woman to have sex with him. Gaetz has denied the allegations, calling the investigation a smear campaign. Gaetz was also investigated by law enforcement after his longtime friend pled guilty to sex trafficking a minor in 2021. If Rubio is confirmed as Trump's Secretary of State, then Florida Governor Ron DeSantis will name a successor, which the governor said he will do in early January. Gaetz is not thought to be under consideration for that role. Trump's daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, who is co-chair of the Republican National Committee and Convention this past summer, recently removed her name from consideration to temporarily replace Rubio, saying she was, quote, "truly humbled by the unbelievable support shown to me by the people of our country and here in the great state of Florida." Whether Gaetz has a political future could be decided by what's included in this House Ethics report. So this is very, very interesting in that I've been covering this for a little bit now, where I thought for sure Gaetz was more looking at the 2026 governor's race, but now he's explicitly mentioned he's potentially interested in either the governor's race or Senate race. And obviously we don't know what's going to happen with Gaetz and his political future, and if he does choose to run for either of these races, and if he does, even if he will win. But at very least, he is now the second Republican to explicitly express interest in running for the 2026 United States special election. What we also do know for sure is Laura Trump will not be appointing Matt Gaetz to this Senate seat. I don't think there's any chance of that happening. So if Gaetz does run for the Senate seat, he'll likely be going up against whoever Ron DeSantis appoints to fill this Senate race. And we've heard some rumors that maybe it would be Ashley Moody, the Florida Attorney General, could be chosen. Maybe Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunez could be chosen. Maybe DeSantis' Chief of Staff James Upmeyer could be chosen. It could even possibly be a temporary fill-in that doesn't run in 2026 when Ron DeSantis runs for the seat. So there's a lot of potential options for who could fill this seat for the next 2 years leading into 2026. But let's just go down the hypothetical path that Matt Gaetz does run for this seat, well, it really depends on who else he's running against. You would have to assume whoever DeSantis appoints would at least consider running for this race. And if it is someone like Ashley Moody, would Matt Gaetz be able to get enough support against her to take enough away and win the race, essentially primarying a senator? That's going to be a tough task, especially considering I could see President-elect Donald Trump maybe staying out of this one, not getting involved in this political primary with the potential that it could get very nasty. That's all hypothetical, but at very least, this does put a very interesting story to watch for 2026. Because Matt Gaetz, for better or worse, has made a lot of media attention and name for himself in the last few weeks to few months. So this is a very least an entertaining story to follow, which could have very important significance for the 2026 Florida elections. So in regards to what I think the race rating for 2026 for the Florida Senate race will be, I think even if Matt Gaetz is the nominee, he'll certainly make a lot of news and potential enemies, both in the Republican side and the Democratic side. But given that Florida has trended so far to the Republican direction, as we saw back in the 2024 presidential election, where we did see Donald Trump win the state by about 13%. And as I mentioned, we did see Rick Scott win the Senate race by about 13%. I think at very least, if Gaetz is the nominee, yes, I'm sure it would certainly bring out a lot of animosity towards him, but I do think this race would start out as likely Republican. I'm not sure how much it goes beyond that. It may even be like on the smaller side of likely Republican, but I do think Gaetz would still win by over 5 points. If it is someone other than Gaetz, I think there is potential where Florida could get over 15% margin of victory and even be a safe Republican win. But I think if it were Gaetz, I do think likely Republican is certainly a good starting place. It is important to note that when Marco Rubio ran back in 2022 for this race, he did win by 16.4%. And we did see Rick Scott just run for re-election in Florida. He won by 13%. So both in the last two Senate races involved the Republican winning by over double digits. Would Matt Gaetz being the nominee for the Republicans potentially change that? I don't think so. Only time would tell. Maybe if the ethics report is truly scandalous, maybe it may have an effect. But I'm not really sure how much it will be, considering Florida is trending more and more Republican by every single election year. But at very least, this is a very interesting story, and he has now officially expressed interest in maybe running for this Senate race. It's something that I'm definitely keeping an eye on because it could be very, very fascinating to see how this all unfolds. But again, for full transparency reasons, I'm recording this around December 22nd, so I do not yet know what the ethics report was or any future statements Gaetz has made. So this may be a bit outdated by the time this video comes out, if anything does break. But as of December 22nd, Matt Gaetz is exploring a potential run for Senate and governor, and we're going to have to wait and see if anything unfolds out of this situation. But there will be a 2026 Florida Senate special election, and Gaetz could potentially be on the Republican ticket, which could set up a very fascinating Republican primary. So that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really like if you gave the video a like and left a comment below telling me what you think of this news, if this is a good move or a bad move for Gaetz, how this impacts the Republicans in the state of Florida. I'd be really interested to hear what you have to say. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in a future video. That will do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to give it a like. And if you really liked it, please remember to click the subscribe button. And make sure you turn post notifications on so you always get notified when I post a new video. That way you never miss one. Also, please remember to share this video with your friends and family if you really like the video. And remember to stay tuned because I'll be posting at least one video every single day leading up until Election Day. So I'd really appreciate it if you keep coming back and watching those videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.